The way I'm interpreting this is truly like all your models are destroyed because there's such an insatiable demand. I don't know if I used that word correctly, but let's move on. There is such an overwhelming demand for the shares, for the convertible bonds, and then on the shareholder side, like show me one time in American, like US equity market history where the shareholders actively cheered on three things: volatility, dilution,
accretion.
Oh yeah, I gotta volatility, accretion. Well,
I hear you.
There's
Dilution.
like words that can be taken out of context, but I think I said dilution there on purpose because MicroStrategy has just flipped the equity model on its head.
Yeah.
Saylor talked about this at length with the interview he did in Brazil, where he just said, we're a balance sheet business, not a P&L operation. And every other equity is like a P&L operation who wants to get rid of their cash, either through buybacks or dividends or like buying treasuries or like whatever. They want to reduce the volatility on the balance sheet. MicroStrategy wants the volatility on the balance sheet because volatility is the product, right? The stock is the product, the convertible bonds are the product, and the options market is the product. And MicroStrategy is delivering the winning horse in all three of those categories. And I don't think much of TradFi has really understood the magnitude of what's going on here. And look, I would say that the incentive structures are such that they're going to be pedal to the metal on this stuff, and perhaps expanding that 21 billion on the ATM side quite considerably, because Saylor's also kind of being a lead proponent of like the Bitcoin strategic reserve. He had that Trump max slide that I saw before we got here where it's like the US having 6 million Bitcoin. So to the original question and to wrap here, there's just such an overwhelming demand for these types of products, and I just only see that continuing to grow. So, I mean, we could speculate on like how many in dollar terms, how many shares are we going to sell over the next 3 years? But I would bet that it's going to be more than the 21 billion on the current ATM plan.
Welcome back to the channel, Aaron from the Bitcoin Bros, and that was Ryan from the QuantBros there telling you about why most people really don't understand what's going on with MicroStrategy right now. A lot of people think that MicroStrategy is similar to what GameStop did back in 2021, but this is completely different. And there's a clip at the end of the video. You guys should stick around to that because it's actually really interesting. But I'm going to start off today's video getting into MicroStrategy, getting into some Bitcoin news. We can see here we have a lot of MicroStrategy catalysts that are coming over the next couple of months. A lot of Bitcoin catalysts. You got Trump coming in office on January 20th. The Republicans, Cynthia Lummis, have been talking about doing a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Whether that happens or not, I'm not sure. I think that is becoming more and more probable every single day because Trump is hiring people in his cabinet that are pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto. The Senate, Congress, they're both Republican. So we could see that happen. And there's also been some talks about Trump actually doing an executive order to get the Bitcoin strategic reserve. So that's just all bullish news. A lot of bullish news here. But I'm going to get a little bit into what could hold us back or be a little bit bearish because, not too many people are bearish right now. So I'm going to be going over a couple of things that are bearish, but then I'm going to get back into all the bullishness that's been going on. So stay tuned for all that. We can see MicroStrategy here closed at 473 yesterday. So we could potentially pump into the open as Bitcoin is trading around $95,000 at the time of this recording. This is a little pre-recorded, so if Bitcoin pumps overnight, it goes 95, 96,000. We'll probably see MicroStrategy pump into the open like we saw yesterday. So if you have any calls, they're probably going to be in profit. So something to watch out there for. And also, this is MooMoo. Make sure to check out our affiliate link in the description below. You sign up with our affiliate link, you deposit $100, you get 5 free stocks. You deposit 1,000, you get 15 free stocks. Basically free money, so make sure to check that out. And also, if you guys want to support our channel, make sure to check out our Patreon. We give option calls, leverage long calls, any alpha that we have, we put it all in our Patreon, and we've been growing over here. So trying to grow that community a little bit more. So make sure to check that out if you guys want to. And let's go ahead and get into some bearish news here. So one thing I think that could hold us back is the traditional markets. And I don't see a lot that could hold us back because we don't have a lot of catalysts over the next couple of weeks. And NVIDIA was a big catalyst. That happened yesterday, November 20th. And their earnings was actually really good. I thought if NVIDIA had a bad earnings, that could bring the S&P down, that could bring the NASDAQ down, and potentially bring Bitcoin down along with it. But it was a good earnings, so that was good to see. But one date that I'm watching out for is going to be December 6th. If December 6th rolls around and we get some bad jobs numbers, the market could really react to that if there are recession fears. So this is a key date I think people need to put on their calendar. Watch out for, because if we see data that looks like the United States is going into a recession, the market will sell off and Bitcoin could sell off right along with that. And I don't think this is going to happen. We haven't seen any layoffs really in the news. I'm not saying this is going to happen, guys, and I know people are going to comment the job numbers are all fake anyways. I totally agree with you, but the market does trade when these numbers come out. When the job numbers come out, when the CPI comes out, and when the Fed speaks, that's when the market really trades. It trades off of those signals. So that's just another day to watch out for. That's just my thoughts. But that's really all the bearishness. I mean, to be honest, everything else is bullish. Check this out here from Eric Balachunas. He's saying, wow, MicroStrategy is the most traded stock in America today. I think he took this during the middle of the day yesterday, but I think MicroStrategy finished number 2 right below NVIDIA in terms of volume. That is absolutely huge. MicroStrategy is just $100 billion market cap stock, while NVIDIA is a couple $1 trillion stock. So put that in perspective. MicroStrategy is out trading NVIDIA and Tesla. That's got to tell you something there. And then a quick update on the new NASDAQ 100 tracker from Ben Workman. This is really crazy because just a couple weeks ago, we were outside of the top 75 thinking, could MicroStrategy get in the top 75 and just get included in the NASDAQ? And now we're rated number 42. And at this moment, it's kind of just seeing how high we can get to get allocated these funds. If you guys are new to MicroStrategy, if you're new to our videos, basically, MicroStrategy is probably going to be included in the NASDAQ 100 on November 29th. That is the snapshot date. And they'll be allocated these funds based on their rank here. They have to be in the top 75 to make the NASDAQ 100, which looks like it's going to happen now. But I guess more of the question is now, how high on this list do we go? And that's going to determine how high that allocation will be. So that's something we'll be watching out for and keeping you guys up to date with. And then a huge day yesterday from the Bitcoin ETFs, buying another 773 million Bitcoin. That is just huge, guys. I mean, the amount of buying pressure on Bitcoin right now is astronomical with the ETFs. You have new companies coming out every single day saying, hey, we're going to put Bitcoin on our balance sheet. We have countries talking about putting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. We have Saylor tapping the ATM. Saylor starting to do these convertible notes to buy more Bitcoin. And it's just so much demand on Bitcoin. The price is probably going to continue to go up. That's not financial advice. That is just my thoughts. People think they're late to this MicroStrategy trade. It could just be getting started, guys. I don't think this is going to be like GameStop is going to come right back down. There's no huge short squeeze. This is just a new beast entering the market. That's what it is. This is a new beast, guys. It's completely different than GameStop and MicroStrategy. And then you got people like this that don't really understand what's going on over on Wall Street Bets. Enough of this nonsense. When is MicroStrategy going to crash? People keep trying to short MicroStrategy and they keep getting liquidated. So you can see this right here. People who don't understand Bitcoin aren't going to understand why MicroStrategy is doing well. And people that understand Bitcoin but don't understand what MicroStrategy is doing aren't going to understand why MicroStrategy is doing well. So there's a lot of people out there who just don't understand what's going on right now. And they're going to continue to try to short this. And I wouldn't short MicroStrategy right now. I really wouldn't, especially with the bullishness of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin moves, it really moves. If you guys have been around for any time, you would know that. But yeah, there's a clip I want to share with you guys. This is from the mainstream media talking about MicroStrategy and giving you advice on what you should be doing with your MicroStrategy stock right now. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I thought it was pretty entertaining to watch. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more videos. We have new MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, crypto content coming out every single day. Let's go ahead and play the clip here.
Money, MicroStrategy soaring 10% for its third straight day of double-digit gains, trading now at record highs. The stock benefiting from the post-election crypto surge, having more than doubled since then. But the chart master thinks the top could be in. Carter Worth is out with a note today saying, directly, pointedly, sell it all. Carter, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a very unusual circumstance. And before we look at the charts, we know that it has a relationship with Bitcoin, but therein is the issue. Here's a 5-year comparative chart. Just to think, since the August low, that was the low for the S&P, the low for Apple and NASDAQ. Since the August low, this stock is up 5x. Bitcoin has simply doubled. It's diverging to the point where, regardless of what it is, it's no longer tethered to what is the story, apparently, Bitcoin. But let's look at 2 charts of MicroStrategy. Here is a 5-year chart. It's log scale because you wouldn't be able to see it if it was arithmetic, how much it's moved. Second and final chart is with the 150-day moving average, the smoothing mechanism, and it is basically as far above trend as you're going to get. And so, listen, steep and uncorrected can always get steeper, but parabolas, parabolic things typically end the same way, which is out of nowhere you get a shocking drop in gap. And I would say that's the kind of thing that happens here and now.
Is there a support level for MicroStrategy?
Well, not particularly, right? When you're literally, I mean, here's the expression: it's going up and to the left. And think about every day you got to put the bar out to the right when you have a bar chart. It's literally going to fall in on itself, so to speak. And I don't know what's driving it. Perhaps you all have talked about that or have the answer. But one client, this is a big institutional client, he heard this literally: the more expensive the stock gets relative to Bitcoin, the more money they can raise and then buy more Bitcoin, like a flywheel effect. That's insane.